What is going on, good people? We are back out here, and this is the final mow on the 2025 lawn. This is how we're finishing the season. Not terrible, but we got some work to do. So in this video, we're gonna take you around, tell you what I'm gonna do, let you know what areas you should overseed, what areas you shouldn't overseed, show you some examples, and try to give you some guidance on making that decision throughout your lawn. Because there comes a point when overseeding really doesn't do you any benefit. It just creates more problems for next season and more work for next year. All right, let's get into it. Look at these examples of where I would overseed and where I wouldn't overseed. So let's start with this area over here. This is a definite overseed. No question about it. This is definitely one of the areas that you would overseed. So water kind of tends to stay in this area. Had a lot of disease pressure that came in here. Looking back, I think it was great leaf spot that I was able to get here, and I think with mixing with some other type of root rot, fungus, and disease that got me. Similar case throughout some of the other areas. So you saw me struggle with this area earlier on in the season, but as you can see, we did not get any further damage because we are looking pretty good in the rest of this area. To be honest, this area here is now one of the best looking areas in the lawn compared to the rest of it and where we were at earlier in the season. But this is definitely a overseed, spot seed this type of area here, and make sure you get some new grass growing in here. Even with Kentucky bluegrass, it is not going to fill in an area that large in the fall season. Now we come to case number 2, which is a would not overseed. As I was just saying, this area here is the best looking area of the lawn right now. And even looking at it with the top down view, you're not gonna get much better than what you're looking at right here. Even with overseeding, it is not gonna get much more dense than this. It's gonna be survival of the fittest, and it is going to naturally thin itself out. As you heard me talking about that in a previous short, it is not going to get much more dense than this without causing a lot more issues. So this here is if you're looking at something that looks like this is a do not overseed. It is a continue to mow it, fertilize it through the fall properly, and enjoy it and get ready to go into next spring with a lawn that is going to look pretty doggone good, because it's going to continue to fill in and mature even more when the cooler temperatures return from the summer damage. So I will bring you to case number 3. This area here was a very similar case where I was struggling with disease in this area at the same time I was in the first case that I showed you. This is a spot seed for sure. I would come in, drop some seed in these areas, clear out the dead debris. As you get in here, you can see we've got some debris in here. So I would get this out using the Groundskeeper 2 rake, come in, get that debris out, drop you some seed in, weasel it in with the Garden Weasel cultivator, and just continue to water these areas. Again, just a good spot seeding in an area that looks like this will get you back going. If you did not want to do anything to an area like this, I would clear out that debris, continue to fertilize and mow. With some Kentucky bluegrass in there, it will continue to fill in. Probably will not fill in during the fall season, probably would fill in during the springtime, and this area would fully recover and be back to normal by the summer of next year. So you got a couple options there. You could leave it, or you could spot seed an area like this. we're looking at case number 4. So in this case, this would be a overseed case for me. As you can see, we've got a good amount of good grass that is still left in this area, but you can also see that it is a little on the thin side. So you can see it's pretty wispy in here, not as much coverage in there. You can see some soil as we get back off of it just a little bit. So this would be a case where I would come in and I would overseed areas like this. So in an area looking similar to this, I would say 4 to 5 pounds per thousand would be sufficient for you to do an overseed on something like this. Now we get into case number 5, which is the tough one, which is the majority of my back lawn. So this is where it gets a little tough. To be honest, I could leave this alone. I could not do anything with it and it'd be just fine. It would thicken up over the winter and spring of next year, and it would be more than satisfactory. I could come in, just do a light dethatching on it. As you look in here, you don't see very much debris or die off in there at all, so it's not gonna pull very much out. And I could just leave it, fertilize it, mow it, and be good to go, which this is the case for the majority of my back lawn. Got a couple of areas that I know needed seeding, but majority of it is in a situation that is like this. But I would say what I am more than likely going to do is come through, do a power raking dethatching coming through here. It's not gonna pull very much out, but it's gonna continue to open this canopy up. I'm probably gonna drop about 3 pounds per thousand to get a little bit of seed in here, mow it, fertilize it, and we'll be good to go for next year. Now that we've walked through those scenarios, those are 5 different cases of where I would or would not overseed. Case number 5 is the tough one. It's one of those where you're just like, ugh, I could leave it alone, but if I put a little more seed down, we'd be good to go. That's kind of where I end up every year. But typically after I do a dethatching through there, kind of opens that canopy up a little bit, and you see that it's like, yeah, I probably could use a little bit of seed, which is why I normally end up with maybe 3 pounds per thousand, which is where I go down with in scenarios like that. And then you have your easily, yes, you need to overseed those areas. Those typically go at a bare ground seeding rate up to about 8 pounds per thousand, depending on which seed that you're using. If you're using the Elm Street Elite, for sure, I wouldn't go any further than 8 pounds per thousand because of the KBG that's in there. It is a 90-10 blend of Kentucky, bluegrass, and fescue, 90% being tall fescue. So make sure that you're using your proper seeding rates when you're doing your overseeding. You will create less of a problem that you will be dealing with next year, and you will thank me later with less disease pressure, less thatch, as people call it, but debris that's going to be in the lawn when it comes back around next fall for you to do your fall repairs. So if you're looking for seed information is down in the description. Looking for fertilizer, we got you on the FeNiX, that's down in the description. And hey, it is that time of year. Get out there, enjoy the cooler temperatures because it feels amazing out here right now, and get in the lawn, enjoy it. The lawns are starting to recover. I know it's been a struggle, but they're in recovery mode and they're only gonna get better. The mows are gonna get better, and you're gonna enjoy it sitting by the fire pit, enjoying the time outdoors with the fam. Hey, you know, as I always say, just know we work.